Hey skiers, I'm Jeff from SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our 2026 ski test. Today we're talking about the Blizzard Rustler 11. This is the widest ski in the Rustler series, and it's pretty big. You know, we're getting up into that world where this is going to mostly be a powder ski for most skiers choosing it, but you know, it's a pretty darn capable just freeride ski too. They work in a decent amount of stability in this ski, so it doesn't have to just be a powder ski. If you want to ski it in chopped up snow and open bowls, or even just straight up firm snow in an off-piste situation, it's going to handle that too. So I really like this ski, always have. This is will be the third season for the newest version of the Rustler 11. This top sheet graphic is brand new, and I think it's awesome. I mean, I would say the look of the ski now kind of matches how fun and dynamic it is, which is great. So this is the Rustler 11. It starts with Blizzard's True Blend Freeride wood core. So they do a lot of cool stuff with True Blend, basically using different density woods in different portions of the ski in very small little stringers. Gives them a lot of precise control over performance and flex pattern. And then we get some metal in this ski as well. It's the same as the other Rustler skis. So we get a sheet of metal underfoot here, and then we get two kind of stringers or two strips of metal along the edges that do extend pretty far up here into the tips and the tails, but they never connect. So it's actually three different pieces of metal in total. And you know, this thing's getting pretty big. We're 112 underfoot here. It's 180 centimeter length ski, but they actually do a pretty impressive job of keeping the weight down in these things. So we're still under 2,000 grams. It's 1,970 grams. So considering how much substance is in this ski, I actually think that weight is pretty impressive. And then the flex pattern is awesome. You know, it's not too stiff, it's not too soft for a ski like this. It's a really, really nice flex pattern. Just works really, really well. And then shape, it is following the same recipe as narrow Rustlers, but you basically just get a little bit less camber and a little bit more rocker as you move up in width. This being the widest Rustler, it's going to have the most rocker. Pretty simple concept. So we do still get camber underfoot here, but a good amount of tip and tail rocker. You know, that's starting to be quite a lot of tip rocker. It basically starts right where my hand is. And they put a lot of splay into this ski too. So, you know, if you put it next to an Anomaly 102, by length, this doesn't have much more rocker, but it rises a lot more off the snow, which really increases playfulness and maneuverability, the ability to release the tail edge and get the ski to slash or pivot or smear. This is going to do it much more easily. So really, really fun to ski. Like I said, I do think it's going to be a powder ski for most people, but Chris Strong, he's a local legend here in Stowe. The guy's an incredible skier and has so many stories. If you ever are lucky enough to meet him, make sure to ask him some ski questions, and you know, ask him like what his favorite trip that he's ever been on. I'm sure you're gonna get a wild story from him. But he came to our ski test this year, which was awesome. We got him on a Rustler 11, and I loved his feedback. He said it was easy to ski, said it would float really well, does feel like a powder ski, but he also said that it handled spring corn really well, that it was really easy to pivot and smear and really easy to control. And I think those are awesome characteristics in a ski like this, because often when you get really big, you know, you get into the 110 plus width range, skis can start to feel just a little bit clunky. And I don't really feel like there's anything clunky about the Rustler 11. I got to spend some time with Marcus Kasten about a year ago and spent a good amount of time asking him like what his favorite skis were in the Blizzard collection, and he kept coming back to the Rustler 11, and I totally understand why, because for a skier like him, it just like pretty much allows you to do anything. You can ski playful. You can go ski some deep, soft snow. You can actually rip some carving turns on this thing, which is impressive considering how big it is and that it doesn't weigh that much. And yeah, I just think it's an awesome ski. I do, like I've said 3 times now, do think it's going to be best as a powder ski for most skiers, but that certainly doesn't mean that it couldn't work as a daily driver. If you live somewhere that gets a lot of snow, you know, say Alta or Whistler or Mammoth or something like that, if you like being on wide skis all the time, there's no reason why you couldn't ski a Rustler 11 most days. So that's it. That's the Rustler 11. Let us know if you have any questions about it, and we will see you out there on the slopes.